I want you to imagine this. You're running on a treadmill. At first, every step feels like progress. The distance racks up, the calories burn, your heart pounds with effort. But after a while, something strange happens. No matter how long you run, you're still in the same spot. That's the hidden truth of progress. Sometimes the more we improve, the less it feels like we're moving forward. And that's the progress paradox. The unsettling reality that getting better doesn't always feel better. From the moment we're young, progress is celebrated. Gold stars in school, promotions at work, bigger houses, faster technology. Society tells us improvement is the ultimate measure of success. And in many ways, it is. But here's the paradox. As we improve, our standards rise to what once thrilled us becomes normal. What once felt extraordinary becomes expected. The very act of progress often creates the illusion that we're standing still. Take the story of Aaron. In his early 20s, he was thrilled to land a job paying $40,000 a year. It felt like security, independence, proof that his years of study paid off. 10 years later, Aaron was making triple that. But instead of joy, he felt restless. The new salary wasn't exciting anymore. It was just life. And when he compared himself to peers making even more, he felt behind. Objectively, Aaron had progressed. Subjectively, he felt stuck. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. The human brain has a remarkable ability to adjust. Good events lift us temporarily, but then we recalibrate. The new car smell fades, the dream home becomes familiar. The big win becomes yesterday's news. Progress doesn't feel like progress for long, because the finish line keeps moving. This is part of why wealthier societies aren't always happier ones. Studies show that once basic needs are met, increases in income bring diminishing returns on happiness. Why? Because as people rise, their expectations rise faster. The bar moves higher, and satisfaction slips lower. We're like runners chasing a horizon that always runs ahead. There's also the problem of comparison. Progress rarely happens in isolation. We measure it against others. You can run faster than you did last year, but if your neighbor runs faster still, your sense of progress feels thin. Social media magnifies this. No matter how much you improve, there's always someone to make you feel behind. The paradox deepens. Progress is real, but the feeling of progress is fragile. Let's pause and think about history. Human life today is objectively better in many ways than at any point before. Longer lifespans, fewer diseases, instant communication across the globe. By the standards of our ancestors, we live in an age of miracles. But do we feel like it? Or do we complain about Wi-Fi speed, about traffic, about first world inconveniences? Progress raises the baseline so much that gratitude struggles to keep up. This is why many people feel what psychologists call the progress trap. The more they accomplish, the less satisfied they feel. The trap whispers, if I just do more, achieve more, climb higher, then I'll feel it. But the satisfaction doesn't last, and the chase continues. Improvement becomes an endless treadmill instead of a destination. Consider she started running as a hobby. At first, she was thrilled to jog 2 miles without stopping. Then she trained for a 1K, then a half marathon. Each achievement was a high, but it quickly faded. By the time she finished her first marathon, instead of pride, she felt pressure. People asked if she'd try an ultramarathon next. Her joy in running turned to stress. Progress, instead of giving her wings, chained her to rising expectations. So does this mean progress is meaningless? Not at all. Progress matters. It lifts societies, cures diseases, expands human potential. But the paradox reminds us that progress alone won't deliver lasting fulfillment. If we tie happiness only to improvement, we'll never stop moving the goalposts. The key is learning to balance growth with gratitude. Progress should be celebrated, but not worshipped. The joy of improvement lies not just in reaching the next level, but in pausing to notice how far you've come. Without that pause, progress turns invisible. Think of a mountain climber. If she only stares at the peak, the climb feels endless. But when she stops, turns around, and looks at the valley below, she sees her true progress. Life works the same way. Gratitude is the glance backward that makes progress visible again. There's also the importance of meaning. Progress for its own sake is empty. Progress aligned with purpose is fulfilling. If your progress serves something larger, helping others, creating beauty, building a legacy, the treadmill slows, and each step feels worthwhile. Viktor Frankl wrote that meaning transforms suffering into strength. In the same way, meaning transforms progress into fulfillment. Let me tell you about Daniel, a teacher. Each year, he refines his methods, mentors new students, shapes young minds. By corporate standards, his progress is invisible. No massive salary jumps, no corner office. But Daniel feels rich in meaning. His progress isn't measured in titles, but in lives touched. And because it aligns with his values, the satisfaction doesn't fade. His life demonstrates that progress without purpose is a treadmill, but progress with purpose is a path. We can also learn from cultures that resist the obsession with endless progress. In Bhutan, the government measures success not by GDP alone, but by gross national happiness. In Japan, the concept of Kaizen focuses on small, continuous improvements, not giant leaps. These philosophies remind us that progress is healthiest when it's steady, human-scaled, and connected to well-being. So what can we do to escape the progress paradox? First, redefine what progress means for you. Instead of comparing to others or chasing arbitrary benchmarks, ask, what progress feels meaningful to me? Maybe it's becoming more patient, deepening a friendship, learning a skill. Progress that aligns with values sticks. Second, practice gratitude for past progress. Keep a journal. Look back at old photos. Remind yourself of struggles you've overcome. Progress unnoticed is progress unfelt. Gratitude anchors the feeling. Third, give yourself permission to stop climbing sometimes. Rest, enjoy, celebrate where you are instead of sprinting endlessly. Because life isn't just about leveling up. It's about living fully at each level. The progress paradox teaches us that growth is vital, but it's not enough by itself. Without gratitude, progress feels empty. Without meaning, progress feels hollow. Without rest, progress becomes punishment. But with these in balance, progress becomes what it was meant to be. A tool, not a tyrant. So tonight, ask yourself, where have I already grown? How can I savor that instead of racing past it? And where can I align my progress with something bigger than myself? The answers may not add miles to the treadmill, but they'll add depth to the journey. Because, in the end, progress doesn't guarantee happiness, but gratitude and meaning do. And maybe that's the real progress worth chasing.